Phillies baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
One of the biggest problems for Charlie Manuel and his club inside the many chapters of the 2012 season has been the results within the division. The Mets, who have had their own problems battling against the East, have been a thorn in the side of the Phillies all season long. Troubles against a foe are one thing. It happening in your own backyard sticks in your craw. What started out as a heck of a homestand is not turned into a heck of a homestand, but the Phillies could salvage that this afternoon as they can win number 6 on this stand in the final game of this 3-game series against the New York Mets. And things have not gone comfortably for the Phillies against the Mets this year, particularly here at Citizens Bank Park. The Mets are 7-1. It's their most wins in Philadelphia in 40 years. Amazing, considering that the Mets have won a combined 5 games against everybody else in the division at their place. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. Sarge will be along in just a little while. Well, the Phillies will try to salvage this 3-game set against the Mets, and they'll have to do it against a guy that they've seen quite often already this year.
But Jonathan Nice is a guy they've seen a lot of over the years, Tom, as you say, especially this year. He's a pitcher they're very, very familiar with. You know what he's going to try to do. He tries to pound right-handed hitters inside a lot. Throws a curveball once in a while. He'll also throw a backdoor breaking ball. See some of these guys against Nice this year. They're not even around anymore. Hunter Pence right there. Here's Shane Victorino hitting a hard ground ball that David Wright makes a nice play. Nice is one of those guys that when you beat him, it's normally because his command's off a little bit. When he's on, he can be very, very tough, and he's a good competitor out there. This is what he has done this year, up and down, up and down. Right now having a pretty good month of August. He, like I said, you catch him on a certain game when his command's off a little bit, that's when you have a really good chance to beat him.
All right, the hope is the Phillies can start the month of September a little early against Jonathan Nice. And today they'll send Kyle Kendrick to the mound. Now, Kendrick, he has been really good for the Phillies here in August.
And this new Kyle Kendrick has been amazing. Once they convinced him to go to more of a fastball, sinker, changeup mix, not throw as many cut fastballs, he has really competed and done a good job. The other thing he's done really well is pick up the tempo out on the mound. Kendrick used to get in, when he get into problems, get into the stretch, he'd slow the game down, and it went at a terrible pace. Now he's really picked it up, and things are going along a lot better for him. Real good game against Washington. 3 straight outstanding starts for Kyle Kendrick. A lot of ground balls mixed in there, and with a changeup that he's using a lot more effectively, left-handed lineups aren't beating him up the way they used to, and there are a lot of left-handed hitters when you play the New York Mets. He's pitched a lot against the Mets over the years, so they know each other really well. I mentioned his last 3 starts, and look how well he's pitched. 0.83 earned run average and 6 2/3 innings in each of his last 3 starts. That's the first time since his rookie season. And
amazing thing is that all of a sudden he's going deep into ball games, and they could use him today to go deep into this ball game against the New York Mets. So it is the final game of this 3-game series, the Phillies and the New York Mets. How about what some of the Mets hitters have done in this series? Kelly Shopik, he's had himself a heck of a series. Mike Baxter's gone yard. So did Lucas Duda last night. We'll get to the lineups in the first pitch for today's ball game when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're creating a more coordinated healthcare system that is built around you. Independence Blue Cross, changing the game. Happy to see the Mets leave town. The Phillies will leave town after this ball game to head to Atlanta and then on to Cincinnati. It's turned out to be a beautiful day here in the Delaware Valley. Let's take a look at the New York Mets starting lineup for this afternoon's ball game. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in right field, Mike Baxter. Daniel Murphy, the second baseman, bats second. David Wright hits third, followed by Ike Davis and Lucas Duda. Scott Hairston, the center fielder, hits sixth. Ronnie Cedeno bats seventh. Josh Tolley will bat eighth today, and Jonathan Neese is on the mound hitting ninth. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Kyle Kendrick. He just finished up his warm-up tosses. Numbers less than 500, but he's been really good here in the month of August.
Sure has, especially his last three starts, Tom. He has been tremendous. Hits per innings pitch even. Normally they're a lot higher than that. Here's the rundown on him. Career against the New York Mets has pitched against them a lot. Throwing a lot more change-ups now and fastballs, and gotten away from the cutter a little bit. Still have to put it in the scouting report because he's going to use it.
Well, he starts Mike Baxter off with a fastball, and we're underway. It's no balls in one strike. Baxter 2 for 13 against the Phillies this year, and he slams one deep to right field, and the Mets will take a 1-0 lead.
That looked like a cutter, too.
Second home run of the series for Baxter. Second home run of the season for Baxter.
Yeah, the left-handed hitters on this team have just worn the Phillies out this year, and there's a perfect example of it. No, it was a sinker. It was just a high sinker. I thought it came in a little bit on him. Sinker out, high out over the plate, and bam.
Well, it's only his third major league home run. It's his first career leadoff home run. Here's Daniel Murphy, who will take a strike, and it's 0-1. Baxter was 1 for 6 in the series, 5 for his last 25.
They had a lot of that coming into this series.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Throws a changeup to Daniel Murphy. Murphy 285 with 4 home runs and 53 runs batted in.
Sinker is a pitch that he has to use effectively. He just happened to throw a high one there, and the guy hit it out of the ballpark. Could have popped it up.
0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Another changeup. So the first strikeout for Kendrick comes after the first home run. And there's one out here in the first inning. Well, Murphy goes back to the dugout. That'll bring David Wright to the plate. Wright is among the leaders in the National League in hitting. He also leads in on-base percentage. He has the 5th highest average in the National League. In this series, he's 2 for 8. He was hitless in yesterday's ball game. And the first pitch to him from Kyle Kendrick. That's at the knee. Oh, no, just below the knees, excuse me. 1-0. Wright with 17 home runs, 78 runs batted in. Two 2-0 the count. Slide out for a half day. And the Citizens Bank Business Person Special.
Of course, at least nobody will know that that's the guy with that wearing that red hat. He snuck in. He's going to sneak in and out of here real easy.
Coming to a ball game in style.
Yeah, wear a red hat. Well, maybe he's probably allowed to be here. But if he weren't, wait a minute. That's Bob. What's he doing at the game?
I would think a hat like that, it's got to be hot. Wouldn't you think so?
Hey,
where's Sarge?
Yeah, talk to him about that. And Cookie.
Over to third on one hop to Franzen. There are 2 outs.
Sarge, that other side of Sarge that we've talked about for so long is now being noticed all over the Delaware Valley, as he has appeared on a cooking show and now has an article written about him.
Very proud of the article that appeared in the Inquirer today.
The Thursday Inquirer has the food section, and he's in it.
2 outs. Ike Davis is the batter. Davis 226 with 24 home runs, 71 runs batted in. Ike Davis has hit in 4 straight games out in front of a changeup. He's 3 for 9 in this series so far. He had the game-winning RBI in game 1. 0-1 the count to him. Phillies play up Nepal on the infield. Rollins is shaded toward the middle. He throws a fastball by him. 0-2. See the setup for the Phil's defense.
Yeah, well, you really have to play like Davis to pull him, especially against a guy like Kendrick, although he hurt the Phillies with a double left center the other night.
Swing and a miss. He gets him with a changeup. Second strikeout of the inning for Kendrick. So after allowing the leadoff home run, he gets the next 3 batters. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Mets 1 and the Phillies coming up. Beautiful as always as the Phils and the Mets wrap up this 3-game series. Let's take a look at this Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Charlie Manuel had this one on his desk for a while today. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Kevin Franzen, the third baseman, bats second. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and John Mayberry. This is where it gets interesting. Ty Wigginton is in left field today, batting sixth. Michael Martinez seventh. Steven LaRue's making his major league debut. He's doing the catching today. At batting ninth and pitching, of course, is Kendrick, and they'll face Mets left-hander Jonathan Neese, the 25-year-old from Defiance, Ohio, 10-7 with an earned run average of 3.51.
And this guy's a really good pitcher. He's been hot for them lately. Talked about trying to beat him with walks, so he's not beating himself with walks the way that he used to. He will pitch inside. Day game numbers are good. The one negative he has, he's thrown a lot of home run balls this year because he will challenge hitters. But we've seen him have problems with the Phillies before is when he's walked hitters.
Rollins hits the second pitch to center field. It's playable for Hairston. So 2 pitches, 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
He likes to cut the ball inside to right-handed hitter. I think he did that to Jimmy right there, and you'll see some weak outs when he does that.
Last year he was 11-11 with an ERA of 4.40. This year he has been much better. In fact, we showed during the Open his August numbers are really good. As Kevin Franzen will be the batter.
And you know, reading their notes on him today too, probably one of the reasons that his command is much better. Not walking that many.
Franzen lines it to right center. Hairston dives. It's off his glove. Backed up very nicely by Baxter. And it holds Franzen to a 1-out single.
Yeah, that was a good job, as Tom said, by Baxter. He got fortunate, too, because the ball went right to him. But he also went where he's supposed to go. You go where you're supposed to go, sometimes good things will happen. That's why when you dive for balls, if you don't catch them, some bad things can happen. You deflect them. And right here, Hairston deflects it, but look, it goes right to Baxter. There he dives. Oh, you know, he should have caught that ball. Had a lot of glove on that. And it's just a single.
First hit of the day for the Phils. Chase Utley is now the batter. Utley on the homestand hitting .294. He has scored 6 runs. Takes inside, 1-0. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Robin Durham of Dover. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Robin will win $200. 2-0 the count to Utley. Chase in his last 38 games has walked 25 times.
That'll help your on-base percentage.
Well, it's one of the reasons why he's reached base safely in 42 of the 49 games this year. Certainly has his timing back. Also has some leg strength back too.
Oh, big time.
Fouls it away, 2-2.
Really see the difference in his base. Time for the keys to the game, brought to you by Nissan, and it is a really nice afternoon here at Citizens Bank Park. Well, Phillies hope Nice gets wild. I mentioned though lately that has not been happening, so you may have to find another approach to beating this guy, and looking for another good game from the guy they call KK.
2-2 the count to Utley. Outside, 3-2. Chase in his career gets the Mets 28 home runs.
And Nice will throw his ground balls. I think he's more likely to strike you out though. So I don't think they'll run. He may, but it doesn't. It's not the combination normally where you would think, oh, you're definitely going to run now.
Davis pulls off the bag a little bit. Franzen doesn't go, and Utley fouls it away softly toward the Mets dugout.
Yeah, managers think about that all the time. Phillies, almost all teams, it's automatic. You run 3-2, no out, 1 out. But you look at the third base coach to see if you get a hold. And you'll size up whether or not you're more likely to get a strikeout double play, a ground ball double play, get a first and third out of it. In this case, they decided to do with a hold.
Phillies begin play today 17.5 games back in the division, tied with the Mets. They're 10 games off the pace in the wild card. Utley lifts it in the air to left, playable for Lucas Duda. And back to first goes Franzen. 2 outs here in the first inning. And Ryan Howard walks to the plate. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, there's a lot going on already. In fact, a couple American League games. Oakland leads Cleveland 6-1. George Gutierrez has a double and 3 RBIs. The Indians, like the Mets, were a pretty good story at the beginning of the year, but now it's the A's who have become a really good story. They lead the wild card. In fact, the A's and the Orioles sit atop the wild card. A half game ahead of the Rays are the Orioles. And the Orioles are trailing the White Sox right now 1-0.
A lot of surprise teams in Major League Baseball this year, and there are 2 of them right there, the A's and the Orioles.
Well, if you go through the National League alone, there have been points this year, and I think we're at that point now where none of the representatives from last year's postseason are going to be in the postseason this year.
You're going to see a lot of that in the postseason this year. Commissioner likes that because they like to talk about more parity in this game as opposed to several teams have all the money and they're going to win all the time.
1 ball, 1 strike the count to Howard.
Nice is working away with left-handed hitters. Both Utley and Howard will throw his cutter out there, fastball. Also will throw a curveball up there every once in a while.
Try to sneak a fastball by Howard, and it remains 1-2. So far in this month of August, he's 3-2. They haven't scored a lot for him, but we've said that the last few days. But his earned run average is 2.29.
The Mets have been through a real run scoring drought.
High fastball, and the inning is over. First strikeout of the afternoon for Jonathan Nice. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for the Phils. On to the second inning we go. The Mets are on top 1-0. Remaining Phillies out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices. Check out Phillies.com for MLB.tv. Lucas Duda hits the first pitch to first. Ryan Howard will take it to the bag unassisted. 4 straight retired by Kendrick.
Yeah, and he's using his changeup really well. He did in the first inning, got a bunch of swings and misses, got an out there on a changeup. Here's what Duda did last night to win the ball game. Hard to believe at that point in the game that was going to win it. It was only the 3rd inning, but he hit a 2-run home run on a cut fastball off Tyler Cloyd, who really settled down. Right after that, he walked 2 batters and then got it under control.
It's our Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Cloyd retired 11 of the final 12 batters that he faced. Scott Hairston's now up for the Mets. And he takes a change up or fastball, I should say, for strike 1. That was the sinker.
Talking to Charlie Manuel on his pregame show, he's in the rotation now and probably will pitch Monday in Cincinnati, the way it's set up.
That one's gone off the bat of Scott Hairston. That's a deep shot. And it's now 2-0 in favor of the Mets.
It's only 6 off the Phillies this year.
Well, that ties him with Ryan Braun and with Brian McCann for the lead against the Phillies this year. The record for home runs against the Phils in the season is 10. A bunch of guys have that record.
This is a changeup, it looked like. Something off. Yep. Changeup, kind of sat there. Normally he hurts the Phillies on high fastballs. This time, you want to see a ball that's on the barrel? That baby was on the barrel.
That's 15 home runs now for him this year, and 6 of the home runs have come against the Phillies. So 2-0 New York. Ronnie Cedeno is the batter. He hits that one over the head of Kendrick, surrounded by Utley, and it's a base hit for Ronnie Cedeno. It'll be an infield single. Wheels the list of guys that have hit 10 home runs against the Phillies. Includes Joe Medwick, Willie Mays. There's a list of 5 or 6 players that have hit 10 home runs in the season against the Phillies. None of them have done it in the same year. But you've got 2 guys that, in all honesty, have a chance to do it. Now, Hairston only has a few games left against the Phils, but Brian McCann has at least 6 games left against the Phillies.
Braun has no shot.
Braun has no shot. He is locked at 6, and that won't change.
Yeah. Only Mays, huh?
Yeah, they're Ralph Kiner in 1949.
Who's the most recent?
Willie Mays.
Oh, so it's been a long time.
Been a long time. Willie Mays was the last one. I believe it was 1961. Somebody did it in 1960 also. And it'll come to me eventually. Here's Josh Thole. As we mentioned, Thole is hitless in his last 21 at-bats. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thole's average at .242, a home run and 18 runs batted in. Fights it off down the left field line. Wigginton on the run, and Ty makes a nice grab. Well, not only did he have to navigate around that little wall, but also navigate through some hands. And he puts it away for the second out.
It was a really good play. A long way to go for that ball, too. The left-handed hitter, he shaded over that way a little bit, but still had a long run for it. And that guy's standing there thinking, I have got me a foul ball. There's no way that. Where'd he come from? that man had that ball in his pocket at that point. Look at this can of corn coming right at me. Oh, have I got stories I'm going to tell.
Where'd he come from?
Who was that?
Oh, it was a nice try.
Yeah. If you were ever going to catch a foul ball, that man thought he had one.
Oh, and well, the count to Jonathan Neese. Back to the box. A little dribbler. Side is retired, but the Mets add another run. They do so on a home run by Scott Hairston. Nice play by Ty Wigginton. Not by that guy. Then we go to the bottom of the second here in Philadelphia. To preview the Eagles' final preseason game against the Jets and a full recap of this series finale. Watch the best talk of Philly sports at Daily News Live tonight at 5, only on Comcast. Bottom of the second, John Mayberry, Ty Wigginton, Michael Martinez are due up against Jonathan Neese. Phillies through the first 7 games of this homestand were 5-2. Feeling pretty good about what they were doing. They lost the first 2 here, and now they're down 2-0. And they have to play from behind. They have a 6-win homestand.
They're right back on their heels right now, trailing 2-0, but it's early.
John Mayberry, 240 with 12 home runs, 35 runs batted in. 7 for 25 against Jonathan Neese.
He's for those 20 home runs, 18 of them by right-handed hitters.
Popped him up first base side. Ike Davis with the glasses on. So he takes care of Mayberry, and now Ty Wigginton is coming up to the plate. Ty so far this year against the Mets is hitting .400. 12 for 30. He has 3 home runs, so 3 of his 10 have come against New York. Got a curveball and he hits it foul. It's 0-1. For his career, he's a .304 hitter against the Mets in 31 games. This is the team he began his major league career with. Outside, 2-1. Just hasn't played a whole lot since Ryan Howard came back off the disabled list, and Kevin Franzen coming up to the big leagues. That'll be her first Phillies game. All dressed up and ready to go. A liner towards short, picked on one hop by Cedeno, and there are 2 outs here in the second. Washington Nationals will have one more trip here to Philadelphia. It begins Tuesday, September 25th. 3 straight night games. Thursday the 27th is Fan Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. Don't miss the final games of the 2012 regular season. Order your tickets at Phillies.com. Well, 2 away, and here's Michael Martinez. Martinez playing right field again today. Had an outfield assist the last time he played right field. Fly ball center field. Phillies are going to go down very quietly here in the second. An easy second inning for Jonathan Neese. He's thrown 25 pitches through the first 2. She doesn't mind those. She's just enjoying a day at the ballpark. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Wheels, here you go. On March 27, 1979, the Phillies traded Richie Hebner and Jose Moreno to the Mets for what pitcher? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Got a very firm nod.
I think I don't know that, but I think I know the question. Answer.
All right, so you're going to go to the game as a gorilla. I'm going to go to the game as a rabbit. What do you think, Wills?
Well, I would think there are a lot of decisions you have to make when you get up in the morning.
Some are easier than others.
And to make that one would be.
And to sit all the way up there, too.
Do you call each other? Do you text? Do you email?
I think you discussed this prior to the day.
Do you Skype that?
You might Skype it.
Here's what I look like.
Section 301, what do you have? Ground ball to second. And Baxter retired by Upper.
And let's make sure we sit out in the sun where it's hot.
The land of make-believe, section 301.
I thought that was in here.
Let's try to adjust the hat to make sure the hat stays on properly.
Now their phones are going to start ringing, but how are they going to get to them?
I was going to say they're never going to know.
Hey man, what was it like on an Empire State Building when that plane was buzzing?
You really get to every house on Easter Sunday?
Really?
Oh boy. I want to know the count to Daniel Murphy, who struck out his first time up.
They really think they're going to bother you with that plane?
It was like a gnat. Hey man, move over. I need some more room. At the knees, 1-2. Well, if you're going to wear an outfit like that, or both those outfits, you got to be in it the whole game. This can't be a couple innings and you're done. Oof. Out of play, it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's even funny when you sit here where we are and look up and see them up there.
You catch them.
Did you bring your radio? Those are the euchre seats.
Inside 2-2. Actually, it's 3-2 according to the home plate umpire Wally Bell.
He's the one that counts.
Here's the payoff pitch. Off the end of the bat, a little flare to center field, but right there is Mayberry. And there are 2 outs. Now 2 gone here in the third. David Wright, who grounded out sharply his last time up, is the hitter. Wright with 2 home runs against Kyle Kendrick in his career. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Liner to the left field, and that one's going to head to the wall. A 1-hop off the wall. Wigginton plays it well, but Wright will get to second with a 2-out double. That's his 37th double of the year. And a runner in scoring position with 2 away here in the third. And that'll bring Ike Davis to the plate. We also want to send best wishes out to former Phil Dan Hassenmeyer as we look at David Wright's swing on this pitch. Wigginton gets to it quickly. Dan Hassenmeyer is returned home from the hospital. We saw him at during alumni weekend. Played with the Phils in 45 and 46. It's from Montgomery County.
He's feeling better.
Yep. Ike Davis struck out his last time up, 0 for 1. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
And at the end of World War II, he played with the Phillies, and then post-war, 46.
To 2-0 the count. Kendrick has pitched well this year against the National League East. Aside from the Braves start, which is the one just prior to this renaissance that he's had, his numbers are pretty good. 3.6 earned run average. Looks like he's almost working around Ike Davis with first base open, although he's got another lefty up in Duda. Unless those pitches are just slipping out of his hand.
Yeah, and he looked at his hand like as if that's what happened, at least on the 2-0. He handled Davis pretty easily his first time up. Actually, he got them both out.
He got Davis on strikes, and Duda swung at the first pitch. Got the green light, and Chase Utley is positioned properly. And Kendrick is through the third inning. 4-3 on the putout. We go to the bottom of the third here in Philadelphia. Steven LaRue is making his major league debut. We'll lead it off when we come back. Triple play provider of your Phillies. By WB Mason, you can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Last of the third, 8-9-1 due up for the Phillies, and Steven LaRue is getting his first major league at bat. Appearing at his first major league game, LaRue, who was hitting .235 with no home runs and 7 runs batted in down in Reading. 7 doubles. Takes high. It's 1-0. He's 27 years old. He's made it to AAA for part of 1 year. That was 2010. Other than that, he's been a career minor leaguer in a career that began with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2004. He is out of Reno, Nevada. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. And there's his mom, Eva, who is in town getting a chance to watch Steven LaRue's major league debut.
Only get 1 shot at it. Nice that mom could make it.
Over to first, and Ike Davis will run it to the bag. 1 away here in the third. LaRue was on the disabled list this year. He appeared in the game as a pitcher. And he hurt his elbow, so he went on the DL. But when it was time for him to get called up to the majors, Dusty Wathan, who's a great guy, he's his manager. There's his mom. Saw some contact, hoped that maybe it would get through. Nope. Very unassisted. Anyway, Dusty Wathan called him in and said, "Steven, the organization wants to send you down to Clearwater, help them with the pennant race." And he went, "Huh?" And then finally he let him in on the joke that it was really that he was going to the big leagues to help out the Phils.
These managers have all kinds of jokes when they're bringing a guy up.
Said he thought he was serious for a while and didn't want to go.
They deliver it pretty well.
And you remember when Kyle Kendrick was sold to Japan several years ago.
That was an all-time. That ranked right up there with Wayne Gomes when they sent him to Japan. Got him. Talk about putting the fish hook in the water and the fish taking a big gulp. Both of those guys are about as good as you could see.
They're about due to do it again, but they still have to wait a little bit.
Well, you got to pick the right target. Sure. There's a gullibility involved that's necessary.
2 outs. Jimmy Rollins, who flied to center his first time up for the second time. Rollins takes just below the knees for ball 1. Rollins 10 for 34 on this homestand, hovering right around the 300 mark. 8 RBIs in 9 games coming into today's. 9 hits away from 2,000 for his major league career.
But Jimmy's had some luck against Nice over the years. I think it's when he's looked in on him, and he'll come inside with that cutter and mess a little bit on the plate.
Now that cutter was out toward the middle of the plate.
Yeah, that was one right there. You open up, you have a shot at it too, because you need him to keep it on the plate a little bit. If it's too far inside, either ground out to third or hook it foul.
A bloop down the right field line. Nobody's going to get this one. It's a fair ball. Rollins on his way to second. Baxter's throw to second. Well, got there in time, but Cedeno couldn't handle it. And that'll be a double for Jimmy Rollins, his 30th of the year.
Yeah, Jimmy aggressive on that. Ran hard out of the box and then made the good tight turn at first. That was a nice play, though, by Baxter. It did appear Cedeno could hold on to that. He had him.
First time Jimmy's had 30 doubles in a year since 2009.
There it is right there. Lands a couple feet fair. Nice play right there. Good spin. There's Rollins. He ran hard right away, and there's a real good tight turn there at first base, and then really picks it up. Cedeno tries a short hop and put the tag on him. Can't do it.
It's also the 9th time in Jimmy's career that he's had 30 doubles in a season. as he's now in scoring position. Let's see if the Phils can cash in. Franzen did single his first time up, single to center. That one's back toward the middle. Another single to center. Rollins around third, heading home. Hairston's throw is not in time. Franzen goes to second. It's an RBI single, and the Phillies are on the board. It's a 2-1 game.
That's a nice two-out run there. The hustle to get to second on the play, and then Franzen's base hit, and then a mistake by Hairston, who has no shot to get Rollins at the plate, overthrows everybody. So you get another runner in the scoring position. We can tie the game here. See the base hit up the middle. Nice job there by France to get it through the middle. Here comes Hairston. He really has no shot. You want to hit the cutoff man in the middle of the diamond there, and he airmails everything. Catcher comes forward to try and cut it off in time to prevent the runner from moving up. Franzen couldn't do it.
So 2 outs, a run is in. It's a 2-1 ball game. Here's Chase Utley, who flied to left his first time up. And Chase takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Little thing there, like stretching a single into a double, gets a run for you. It was a good time to try it. 2-0 in the third inning. You know, he could have been out, but they would have had to do everything perfectly, and they almost did, but didn't.
That ball got Chase Utley, so he's aboard. Hit by pitch. That's the 5th one this year for Chase. Far off his pace, of course. And he's all of a sudden getting a little wild. That's good. The Phils are capitalizing somewhat.
He still hasn't walked anybody. That's the thing that he's evidently really gotten better at. He was trying to crowd chase a little bit there and just got it inside him.
Ryan Howard struck out his only time up. He's 0 for 1.
Pitched him away the whole at bat last time. Same thing. May as well look out there.
So Ryan down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second. Ooh.
Well, he straightened him up there. They're anticipating maybe he's going to finally look out there for one after all those pitches away. He's diving, understandably so. Everything's away, and then. Oh boy. That was a little head high, that one.
I'm not sure if he meant to do that.
I think he meant to come inside a little bit, but not like, obviously not up at his head.
In the dirt. Nice play by Tolley.
Almost guaranteed you're going to get something away after that. It was something slow. Yeah, he threw a curveball. Seen him in other games where he'll roll out a curveball after a while and he can be effective with it. And I don't know that he's thrown one before that.
Runners go, and the pitch is fouled away toward the upper deck. Franzen was capitalizing on the fact that Wright was way off the line at third.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about line drive double play here. You can score easily if you get a base hit. Figure they're not going to throw you out at third if it's ball 3.
Utley was following. This is a 23 pitch inning. Here comes pitch number 23. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Finally came inside, tied him up. And the Phillies do get a run. They settle for 1 on 2 hits. They leave 2. We go to the 4th here in Philadelphia. It's a 1-run game. one-touch D-ring binders. Can't go wrong when you buy right with W.B. Mason. 3 in the books. Phillies down 2-1. And on to the top of the 4th inning. Phillies have got some base runners against Jonathan Neese. And their half of the inning. Sarge, own any Cowboy hats? Or any floppy hats or anything like that?
I can't say that I do. I do have some floppy hats, no cowboy hats. I like that look, though.
Got to get yourself a cowboy hat. Sarge.
Well, you know what I do? I like those. I'm going to think about doing just that, though I don't have any jeans to be able to wear that with. Usually wear jeans, I thought.
You can wear them with jeans, but you can wear them as in a dressy occasion.
Absolutely.
You can wear them to LA's wedding if you want to.
Huh.
How about that? Do you have a hat like that?
Wow. Well,
you know who has a hat like that?
I got to tell you, though, not a bad look. He's able to pull that off with the red tie.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Duda. Fly ball left field. Ty Wigginton, another opportunity. Makes the catch. I have seen Scott Palmer have a hat like that. He had a red suit. Remember when he wore the red suit?
Oh, boy.
Where we painted the town red?
Yeah, I remember that. And he pulled that off somewhat, I would think there. I mean,
thought he looked
for
like,
the occasion.
I thought he looked like a villain from like an old Batman TV show or something.
He's not going to like that. Oh, boy.
What do you think about this?
That's just not a good look for me.
For you or for anybody. Hairston takes the strike. It's 0-1.
And the costumes, I mean, they had to be so warm. What is a gorilla and what's a rabbit have?
They're friends. That one is just over the glove of Jimmy Rollins. It's short. And Hairston has his second hit of the day.
Well, he hit that, and I guess really wasn't all that satisfied. It was a line drive. As it gets over J. Rowe's head, he's used to hitting home runs. He's getting up, almost jumped, well, just over his head there. What a leap. Shows you some of his athleticism, getting up, good vertical jump.
Well, now the Phillies will set up for 2. Ronnie Cedeno reached on an infield single his first time up. A little chopper up the middle. Cedeno takes strike 1. It's 0-1.
Just amazed at Hairston. I mean, forget the hits that he has. How about just how many balls he hits hard? And he just cannot be doing that against other teams. He just can't.
Over to third. Franzen has to wait, so it'll be tough to double him up. And they'll get one. That's it. 5-4 in the putout. So Hairston's retired. He's had a good year. 6 of the home runs that he's hit have been against the Phillies, 6 of the 15. But he has played well. In fact, they've started to play him like today against some right-handed pitchers. He's a free agent at the end of this year, so you figure he's going to be a commodity for somebody. It doesn't matter, American League or National League.
Well, he hits lefties awful well.
Totally flied out his first time up on a really good play by Ty Wigginton. Wigginton had to run a long way into foul territory. Foul tip, and it's 0-2. And a called strike 3. The two-seamer right in the perfect spot for Kyle Kendrick. His third strikeout of the afternoon. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Phil's down by 1 with John Mayberry due to lead it off. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Nissan Summer Save-It Days. Event ends September 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Beautiful afternoon for baseball. As we go to the home fourth inning, John Mayberry, Ty Wigginton, Michael Martinez. Phils wrap up this homestand before they head down to Atlanta for a 3-game series. And then another 3 games in Cincinnati, 2-day games and a night game. John Mayberry fouled out his first time up. And he takes it on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
That should be another pitcher that Mayberry handles, and I say that because he does throw balls on the inside part of the plate. That's the pitch that John really likes to hit, and one he can turn on.
Outside, 1-1.
Well, that's why for me, I mean, you want to be ready for that first pitch. That might be the best pitch you get in that hole in the bat that you're letting go.
He has swung at the first pitch more recently. But the first 2 at-bats today, where he's gotten some pretty good pitches to hit, he's let them go by.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask him about that. Sometimes he's very aggressive, and for me, when he's aggressive, he's a much better hitter.
Outside and low, 2-2.
You know, when he's patient, he gets hits because he's a good athlete, but he doesn't appear to hit the ball as hard as you would like for him to hit.
That one's hit toward the hole, cut off by right. He sails the throw, and Mayberry's going to be safe. The ball went right to the front of the camera well. And they score that a base hit. I mean, Wright had a range to his left. He went to the hole. He spun.
Yeah, that would be a homer call if he gets that. You could almost see that coming. You see how he got actually didn't get on top of the ball. He got underneath the ball, and when you do that, that's when that ball's going to take off on you.
Well, they originally scored it an error, then they switched it to a base hit once they saw the replay and saw that Mayberry was making it a kind of close play.
Yeah, that's an error though. No, the ball's not hit very hard. He catches the ball, I thought, in good fashion, but like to see you get hits.
Wigginton fouls it away. It's 0-1.
I wish we had those scores when I was back in the day there.
I forget who I was talking to who said you did have those scores back in the day.
Oh, no, we did not. It wasn't Keith Hernandez. I know that. Must have been probably a pitcher or two.
It might have been L.A.
Well, you got to admit, though, there's just over the course of the years, when you're looking at the way that some of the scores are scoring them, they're more homer calls than you would have regular base hits.
2-1 the count to Wigginton.
It's always good to get a little home cooking. We've seen some, no pun intended, but you like that though.
There's a line drive toward the alley in left center field. Mayberry should score on this one. It's out to the 387 sign. Wigginton pulls into second, an RBI double, and we are tied up at 2. He's got some hits pent up inside him. Ninth double of the year, 40th RBI of the year. Took a nice swing on that one.
Yeah, he did. He's had a nice little year too there. You see spins on the ball. That ball hit like a bullet going into that 387 mark. Mayberry scoring all the way from first base. Much better runner after he starts going a little.
Martinez takes a strike on the first pitch. It'll be Martinez, then Steven LaRue. So a 2-2 game here in the bottom of the fourth.
Almost too long of a swing right there. If he makes an out, to be to that right side if you can. Other than that, a deep fly ball would be able to get him, and what would be perfect is a clean base hit.
Third strikeout for Jonathan Neese. With one out, here's Stephen LaRue. Friday, September 7th is the start of a 3-game series, Sarge, against the Colorado Rockies. Yep. All fans 15 and over will receive the Cabrini College knit hat, which we have seen. They were brought up to our office so we can take a look at them. Saturday is a 7:05 game, then Sunday is a 1:35 start. Tickets are available at Phillies.com. LaRue takes outside. He grounded out in his first at bat.
Still have butterflies, and you'll have those until you actually get that first hit out of the way. That's when you kind of feel you belong.
Well, he may belong. There's a bloop to left center field. He does belong. His first major league hit, and it comes in the bottom of the 4th inning. This afternoon, it moves Wigginton over to third, and Mom Eva is very happy about that.
Well, you're right about that. He'll get that ball, and maybe she'll end up with it. But it's just when you're going through and you're getting that first hit, it's just something that you just don't ever forget. You remember the pitcher, you remember the situation. Pretty good technique right there. That ball slices away from Hairston. There's Mom there clapping. She's probably said that she's done it so many times before, but a lot better here at Citizens Bank.
There's a curveball to Kendrick for a strike as he tries to bunt to try to sacrifice LaRue up to second. Oh, good for Stephen LaRue. All those years in the minor leagues, he said it just paid to be in the right place at the right time.
Oh, boy.
Kendrick bunts back toward the mound. Neese looks Wigginton back to third. Sacrifice is 1-4. LaRue up to second. And it gives Rollins a chance to give the Phils the lead.
Yeah, that is, for me, the correct play. I know some of you are probably sitting at home and saying, wow, why don't we let Kyle go on and hit against a left-hander? I'm sure Kyle wanted to, but to get him back on the bench, you got 2 runners in scoring position. They will come up with a base hit. At least you get the 1 run. But staying out of the double play is what it's all about.
Rollins doubled his last time up. And he flied out to center his first time to the plate. Inside, 1-0. Popped him up. Middle of the diamond. Murphy, the second baseman, is out there. And the Phillies do tie it up on the RBI double by Ty Wigginton. Stephen LaRue checks off another thing he's accomplished in the big leagues. We go to the 5th in a 2-2 ball game. likely you're going to be here at the ballpark.
Yep.
The Phillies will take on the Miami Marlins. It's a 3-game series. Tuesday the 11th is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Wednesday the 12th, the Carlos Ruiz Pride of the Phillies print. It's going to be given out to all fans.
Yeah, that print's pretty nice. I had a chance to take a look at that one.
Jonathan Neese starts off the top of the 5th, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Neese grounded out. He tapped one softly back to Kendrick. And it's 0-2. To the count to Neese. Sarge, we want to wish a happy birthday to Cliff Lee and also to Mike Ondo, who's the director of professional scouting for the Phillies. Mike's right there in the red shirt. They share a birthday with the late Ted Williams, the late Tug McGraw, and Marlon Byrd. So happy birthday to Michael.
Yeah.
He's made Boyertown very proud. Sitting next to Steve Novarita. The GM's box.
Mike's one of those assistant GMs and goes out, sees players.
There's a strikeout for Kendrick. That's his 4th.
Good movement on that pitch.
And back to the top of the order for Mike Baxter. Also want to invite everybody today, we mentioned before, if they haven't already, is to pick up today's edition of the Philadelphia Inquirer, because El Sargento is featured in the food section.
Yeah, you know, I was really kind of joking with that and having Meg go out and pick up all the papers. I can't believe you called her and told her to do that.
Any Inquirer that's in the Allentown, New Jersey area, we now own at the McCarthy House. Want to know the count to Baxter. Line drive to center. John Mayberry's there, and there are 2 outs. That was a full-blown spread. Below the fold and then inside the food section.
Yeah, Tom, this is the real deal. I mean, this was no little Mickey Mouse show here we had going on. You kidding me?
Well, I
this was a production.
I did not think it was a Mickey Mouse show, but I.
Let me tell you something. When you're talking shrimp and king crab chowder, this is not just throwing together some beans, putting them in a pot.
Daniel Murphy's the batter. He's 0 for 2. I have to say, though, the line of the story provided by Sarge that the amount of lobster that you put into the shrimp and lobster chowder depends on how much you like the person that you're cooking for.
Well, I mean,
over the right side, Utley is there, and the side is retired in order. Is that really true?
Yes, absolutely.
Mets go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. There he is, tasting his own food. Another professional. get ready for a new season of Eagles football with highlights, analysis, and interviews from the Eagles' final preseason game against the Jets. Watch Birds of Summer tonight at 10:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Jets have not scored a touchdown yet, Sarge, in preseason. An offensive touchdown.
Rough time.
Kevin Franzen takes a curveball for strike one. Tonight, Nick Foles will play a quarter, and Trent Edwards will play 3 quarters. That's the plan for Andy Reid and the Eagles.
Well, they're expecting to have a good year this year.
Franzen lines one to left field. Duda got turned around. There was no chance for him to make that play. And Franzen has his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Wow, that ball was just smoked. Duda not having a chance to turn any kind of way in that outfield. Toughest play for any fielder, a ball that's hit right at him. Take a look at it as he just drives that ball, almost spins him around like a top. That's what you like. Test some of those big guys that are out there in left field and see whether or not they're up to the task.
Well, now Utley will hit with the go-ahead run in scoring position. How about 12 for 29 on this homestand for Franzen? I guess nothing should surprise us anymore about him.
Well, the idea, too, though, that he's been just hitting the ball there on the nose. You can tell that he thinks a lot when he's up there at the plate because he'll hit that ball the other way with some authority. The only thing he doesn't do is hit the ball out of the ballpark, but he can look in and hit a line drive the way that he just did for a double.
Franzen read that pretty quickly, so he was able to get back toward the bag without any issues.
Yeah, he seems to know exactly what he's trying to do when he's on the bases. That's refreshing to see.
Right side, so Franzen will get over to third. And Murphy throws out Utley. Thought there was a chance that Murphy was taking a little too long to get up and make that long throw. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Orioles lead the White Sox 5-1. Orioles are hoping to cap off that series with a victory and then head to their biggest series in years this weekend against the Yankees.
Wow. Well, you got to give them credit. Buck Showalter and his group been doing a good job. Probably one of the toughest divisions in baseball. American League East. This is when he needs to put that ball in play. I mean, right now, already 7 strikeouts he has there against these. And this is one of those situations you want to put the ball in play. They're giving you an RBI if you can hit it to the right side.
And he hits it more than enough toward Hairston, who falls to his knees to grab that ball out of the air, and Franzen will score standing. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Ryan Howard, and the Phillies have taken the lead 3-2.
Right. Good job. Set up there by Franzen hitting that double. Utley doing a good job getting him over. That's how you play the game. Get him over and get him in. And look at that particular stroke as he hits that ball. Had some sink on it. Harrison going down to the knees. Not familiar with playing center field. There it is again as he backhanded. The center fielder is going to come in and try and shoestring that ball and throw in one motion to home plate.
Mayberry takes high, 1-0. So 2 outs here in the 5th, and the Phils down 2-0 have taken the lead 3-2. that ball's hit hard. It's a fair ball to the third base bag. And Mayberry will get to second on that one. So he has 2 hits today. It's kind of an optical illusion. I said it was hit hard. It wasn't really hit all that hard, but it was hit in the right spots. You agree with that, Sarge?
Hit in the right spot. You can go on the sound on how hard those balls are hit. You didn't hear that sound, but take a look at it. Good placement, however, as the ball hit right down the line. We talked about it before. Once it goes over, hits the railing, usually just about any runner can get over to second base.
Well, they're going to walk Ty Wigginton intentionally to face Michael Martinez. Ty's had really good numbers, as we mentioned, against the Mets this year. In fact, 15 of his 40 runs batted in have come against the Mets.
This is usually a wake-up call for any hitter. No one wants the batter to be walked in front of you intentionally. Pitcher's almost telling you, hey, you're the guy I want, and I know I can get you out. And as that hitter, you want to have the pride to say that the guy hitting in front of me, I want to make sure you give him a good pitch here the next time, because I'm going to go up and show you why you shouldn't walk him.
Oh, Wigginton intentionally walked. Time now for the Major League Notebook, Sarge, brought to you by Gwynedd Mercy College. And how about what's going on now with the Dodgers? Chad Billingsley is having an MRI, and his season may be over. Kenley Jansen is out indefinitely. He has an irregular heartbeat. He's the closer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now they have Javier Guerra, who's down in the minor leagues, who they may be able to bring up and may be able to utilize in that closer's role again. But they just get Josh Beckett to help solidify their rotation. And now they may lose Billingsley, depending on what the MRI shows, for the rest of the year.
Yeah, with all those moves going in today, 3.5 games out, I believe.
Behind the Giants, and as far as the wild card goes, they're 4 out. Or I should say they're 1.5 out behind the St. Louis Cardinals.
Martinez needs to think up the middle. Again, too hard of a swing. If you end up hitting the ball out, that's great. These situations here, you want to try and stay up the middle, shorten your swing up, and try and hit line drives.
Curveball. And the strategy pays off for the Mets. They walk Wigginton intentionally. They get Martinez to fly out, but the Phillies take the lead as we go to the 6th. Doing everything he can to show he deserves to be in the majors. Kevin Frandsen has battled for the last 6 seasons to stay at the major league level. Now with his 3rd team in the last 3 years, he has stepped in and stepped up. The 30-year-old has been consistent at the plate, and he has thrown his body all over the field. His current stay has been successful and bruising, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Changing the game. Kevin Frandsen's had himself a whale of a day. He has 3 hits, including a double. He just scored the go-ahead run. His average up to .352. Now, just 8 RBIs, Sarge, for Frandsen. 14 runs scored, or 9 RBIs. No, 8 RBIs. I'm sorry. But he still just keeps getting on base.
He's getting on base, and you know the way he's hitting the ball, it looks like he would be an ideal too. The way they have that second hitter in that lineup just to keep things going and to move runners.
David Wright takes a sinker for a strike. It's 0-1.
You know, you always, though, you like to see these guys. Obviously, he's playing very well. I'm very happy for him. Whether or not he can play every day, whether or not he break down, he's been able to pick the balls, and he throws that ball pretty good too.
Well, there's no doubt there'll be a discussion going into 2013 of what role he'll have. I mean, I think that it's safe to say he'll have a role, whether it be as a utility guy, because he could play third, second. I'm sure he could play first, and we saw during spring training has played shortstop too.
Yeah, and again though, just looking at it from that perspective, yeah, that would be your ideal type of a utility guy, and especially one you could use to put in late in the ball game, and you're not afraid to send him up to the plate.
Mike Davis tries to slug his way on with a slug bunt toward third.
Not a good play.
Well, I think the topic on Franzen is also maybe dictated about next year when Freddie Galvis is healthy, because Freddie, if everything is set up the way it is now, Utley at second, Rollins at third, Freddie could also be one of those utility guys, or they can let him play in the minor leagues and play shortstop and just keep him down there in case of emergency.
Yeah, I would think for Freddie, they're going to want to have him go out and play. They need for him to be able to straighten out his at bats and to be able to know that he's going to hit for a decent average.
And you just saw Placido Polanco. That's the other piece to the puzzle. Pauly is healthy and is not playing more because Franzen's playing so well. 1-2 pitch to Davis. Outside, 2-2.
No, nothing wrong with a little healthy competition. Franzen, he's playing as if his life depended on it on a daily basis. And like those guys that uniform gets dirty on a daily basis.
And he'll get another opportunity here on a pop-up to the left side.
Well, you can bet he's having fun.
He's definitely having fun.
And when you get hits, you're having fun. I mean, obviously, he's doing his part, but you win and lose as a team. Don't play as individuals.
There's a high changeup for a strike. It's 0-1. Ball's hit toward right center field. It's not deep. Martinez coasts in to make the catch. And an easy inning for Kyle Kendrick. He's retired 8 consecutive hitters. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phils lead it by 1. are in town playing 2 shows here at Citizens Bank Park, Sunday, September 2nd and Monday, September 3rd. For tickets, call 800-298-4200 or go to ComcastTix.com. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band making their return to Philadelphia. Grounds crew is getting ready to get the field all prepared for Bruce to come in. They did a heck of a job when the Roger Waters concert was here, getting the field back in shape. Obviously, it'll be another challenge, but they're up to it. Stephen LaRue got his first major league hit in his last at bat, and he leads off the 6th. One and 2 the count. Out in front of that curveball.
Tell you, though, he's kind of settled Kyle Kendrick down there in pitching on the mound. It's got to be a difficult thing, too, for a rookie catcher. A little late on that fastball.
1 for 3. And here comes Kendrick. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer. Visit ChevyDealer.com. By AT&T. Rethink possible. And by McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, any size soft drink or sweet tea is $1. Here's Kendrick, who will get a chance to swing the bat. And he starts him off with a curveball. Kendrick hits it well. Straightaway center field. Hairston has no chance at that one. It's a ground rule double.
Wow.
I don't know if he would have had 3 on that one because Hairston was heading out there.
Wow.
But that's his 2nd double of the year.
I can tell you this. You don't want that pitcher running for 3 and got to go back on the mound. But that fastball, just let me say this. Kyle Kendrick hit that ball as hard as you could hit it. And this is after taking a curveball or swinging at it. Take a look at that as he just drives the ball. Then he flips the bat there almost like it's out of the ballpark, but he's got to do some running.
That ball's off the glove of Tolley, so now Kendrick goes to 3rd. That'll be a wild pitch, I would think. Tolley's had some trouble at times behind the plate. He's caught R.A. Dickey. He has 15 passed balls this year.
Wow.
He had 16 last year.
Yeah, this ball right here is just really kind of. I mean, it was a bad pitch.
They're going to score that a pass ball, yeah.
But I thought he should have caught that ball.
No, after looking at it, I agree with you. The infield is in, and Rollins pops it up. Oh, boy. Nobody's coming for it. And Neese drops it. And Rollins is safe at first. Kendrick's still at 3rd. There was nobody coming for that ball.
Right.
I would think that's either David Wright or Ike Davis's ball, wouldn't you?
Either one of them from the corners, you got to be able to come in, especially with runners on. They already know that the pitcher feels a little bit uncomfortable, even though some of them say they're good athletes. But that's a ball there for sure that you got to have one of those corner infielders come in to get it. Look how high that ball is. Now, right now, though, Neese should be actually getting out of the way. Nobody's committed there. Now, nobody on second base. I thought for me, again, J-Ro could have been hustling a little bit more, would have been on second base. But because he wasn't, he had to stay on first base. He's looking up there, and he just boxed that ball right there. Take a look at Jimmy. See, now he's in disgust. Now, if you're angry, you want to run. You can see just trotting. By the time he starts, it's way too late. Should be standing on second base right there.
Yeah, and nobody was covering second either.
Yeah, and even if they had been, though, too, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
with
right.
that ball up right there, if you're sprinting and running with this speed, you got to be there.
Now, if you're Jimmy, do you try to steal second?
He's done that in the past.
I'm just,
because
right now a double play ends the inning.
No, but what I'm saying, and he knows when he's made a mistake, usually he's the type of player that he'll try and make up for it. But it's just simple. I mean, you give 100%, and you don't even have to judge yourself. No one else is going to. And this is a type of a city. It's a blue-collar city, and they applaud you on your effort for sure and give it 100%.
Well, there he goes. No throw. So he's in scoring position, and there is no chance for a double play. At least a traditional double play.
Yeah. Well, he should be over there anyway. So that's what I'm talking about when I say making up for that. You know, he's angry because he popped that ball up. But again, you don't make it worse by not running. Good job, however, in stealing second base.
Again, the infield is in. It's 1-2 to Franzen.
I know that Pete Rose looks at the games all the time. Talked with him a few days ago. He's going to mention that too. He's going to say something. Why is it this way? And it's just not one player, it's several.
That ball's hit out towards second. Rollins caught between second and third. So now Kendrick standing on third will just stay right there. Franzen goes to second.
That's hustling.
Fielder's choice for the hitter.
I can tell you exactly what happened there. Either one play was actually missed, which was you're going on contact, meaning that runner from second is going to automatically come over. See, J-Rose started and then started, and what happened, Kyle Kendrick gave him a little bit of a fake too, as if he was going to go. Franzen sliding right now in your picture. Oh boy. Yeah, you can see right now that Charlie's over there talking with him just about that. J-Rose's the type of player, he will take responsibility, knows when he doesn't run, but I just don't understand why you don't.
Over to first, and the Phillies will leave a couple in scoring position. Well, that's a shame. They had a very easy opportunity, or a very good opportunity, to get an extra run home. They don't. We've played 6. Time for the 7th. It's a 1-run lead for the Phils.
Falling behind 2-0 early, and a couple of home runs by Mike Baxter and Scott Hairston, and then throwing up that picket fence there in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Some good playing in there, some bad base running also. There's all kinds of things going on in those innings. And Kevin Franzen's been 3 for 4. It looked like Charlie was not happy with Jimmy Rollins for not running on that pop-up when he probably should have been at second base. And here it is right here. This is a mile-high pop-up that the Mets mess up. He doesn't run hard out of the box, and now it drops, and it's too late because it dropped right at Neese's feet. He did steal second after that, but Charlie came right over and said something to him when he came in, and they had that little talk in Florida, and you know, basically part of that, and I don't want say things out of school, but I think part of that was something happens again, I'm going to take you out of the game probably, and we'll just leave it at that. That's may have what just transpired.
Well, and Charlie did say after the whole situation occurred in Florida, he said it's up to him to make the decision or to make sure that if he doesn't run things out, that that he takes him out of the game or makes some kind of a move to prove a point.
Right.
Lance Dixon in right field. Martinez at short. Scott Hairston takes a strike. It's 0-1. But Terry Collins came out to say something to Wally Bell, the home plate umpire. Not sure what that was about.
Maybe just wanted to get the lineup changed.
Could have. Hairston's 2 for 2, a home run and a single. And it's 0-2. Against the Phils, Hairston 6 home runs, 3 doubles, and 41 ABs. Jimmy acknowledged after the incident in Florida that he was wrong in not running out that ground ball.
Well, you don't take him out. You don't want to take him out of a game because it doesn't make your team any stronger.
Well, and Charlie did say that the next day. He said, I want to win. Or even, during that Marlins game, he said, I wanted to win. That's why I kept him in the game.
I like the fact he's on the bench watching the game.
Fly ball, shallow left center field. And there's one away.
It's good. It's really basically acknowledging, hey, I messed up. You took me out of the game, and I'm still going to stay here and cheer for my teammates. That part of it is good.
Ronnie Cedeno's 1 for 2, an infield single and a fielder's choice. The other part about it too, we talked about it when it happened, is that he did steal second to get into scoring position, but it does change Franzen's at bat a little bit too.
Sure. And you know why he stole second? Because he knew he was wrong for being at first. So I'm gonna get me down to second base somehow.
Shallow center, Mayberry glides under to make the catch. Sounds strange, but if he had gotten to second, then it's second and third with 1 out. Charlie might do something differently with Franzen. Maybe he squeezes. I don't know. Kendrick's at third, so it's tough to do that. But he might, that at bat might be different.
You don't know. They were going to play the infield no matter what.
Right.
But what it did was once he went to second, it made up for the mistake. It didn't make all the way up for it because he did it, but it took the double play away and made them bring the infield in where it was going to be much easier to get a run, but they weren't able to get it.
Tolley's 0 for 2. Another fly ball to center. John Mayberry, stay on your toes.
Really?
3 straight putouts for Mayberry, and what a job by Kyle Kendrick, who's retired the Mets in order 3 straight innings. He's retired 11 consecutive batters. Ryan Howard will lead it off when we come back. Wheels on March 27th, 1979. The Phillies traded Richie Hebner and Jose Moreno to the Mets for what pitcher?
I really think I know this, which means I may be in trouble, but I want to hear that bing so bad from Sarge. I'm going to say Nino Espinosa.
Nino Espinosa is
bing
correct. There you go.
I love that.
Log back on thephillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
That was a difficult spring training for Hacker that year for Richie Hebner, because the Phillies, with all that ballyhoo, the winter before, had signed Pete Rose as a free agent. So that was Hebner's position, first base. It was a matter of time until they were going to probably have to move Richie. And they finally did it late in spring training for Nino Espinosa.
Nino was a pretty good pitcher.
Nino was, yeah, and died very young. Well, what a great guy, too. One of those big smile guys, Tom. You would have just loved to have been around Nino. He just made you happy to see him.
Speaking of smiles, the gorilla and the rabbit are now, well, people are requesting their photo with them. Ramon Ramirez is the new pitcher for the Mets against Ryan Howard. Howard is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Numbers for Ramirez: 2 and 3, 4.30 ERA. And a changeup, 0 and 2. Ryan's sacrifice fly has given the Phillies the lead. And Howard has struck out for the 3rd time today. These lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. John Mayberry is 2 for 3 this afternoon. His average has climbed to 244. Mayberry is 12 for 36 now on the homestand. His best homestand of the year by far. Outside, 1-1. Looks like Kyle Kendrick will go out to pitch the 8th inning. And why not? He's been very effective today. He's allowed just the 2 solo home runs. Mets bullpen is 8 1/3 scoreless so far in the series.
Big reason why they won 2 games. They've really hurt the Phillies here in this ballpark and come from behind wins this year. Trying to prevent that again today.
Over to the right side. Murphy is able to get to it, and he just throws a grenade, a bar of soap, whatever you want to use.
He's a little out of control.
Over to first. So that's the 3rd hit for John Mayberry.
Talked about Murphy all year. Every time the Phillies see the Mets, he plays almost everybody really deep at second base. I think he does that because he doesn't have a lot of range. So you see how deep he is before the play even starts, and that's because of lack of range. So he has the ability then to go back, cut balls off that get deep on him a little bit. That one was too deep, and there wasn't much he could do about it.
Well, the Phillies looking for an extra run here in the 7th. They're up 3-2. Ty Wigginton 1 for 2 with an intentional walk. As an RBI today, tied the game with his RBI.
Now with a runner at first base, he has to cheat up a little bit for a double play, but you'll notice he probably won't cheat up as much as a shortstop. He still stays back a little bit more than a normal second baseman, in my opinion, because he's trying to cut off angles there.
I wonder if he'll ever be 100% comfortable playing second base.
Well, that's hard to say because we don't see him enough. You know, whether he has the ability to be able to improve on just what we're talking about on the instinctive part of the game.
Over toward the hole, and that'll sneak into left field. A base hit for Wigginton. Mayberry thought about going to 3rd. Again, the Phils have 2 base runners on. They've left at least 2 in each of the last 4.
And these did a heck of a job today, actually, to get out of here with just 3 runs because they had a lot of men on.
Check out the Phillies Authentic Stand at Citizens Bank Park, located on the main concourse behind section 133. The stand features authenticated game-used items and autographed memorabilia. New items are added each homestand. For a list of special offers and available items, email merch@phillies.com. It's our new authenticator for today.
No chance you'll drive past him today because you'll be on the bus.
Correct. And the windows don't open on the bus.
Thankfully.
Martinez has had a rough day. He's 0 for 3. It's average at 134.
This guy has a really good changeup. He'll throw it to left-handed hitters for the most part, and he's just thrown 2 to him, and he swung like they were fastballs both times.
He lays off a high change, and it's 1-2. Phillies now with 11 hits on the afternoon, 3 runs and 11 hits.
Well, gotten to 2-2, but I think he's still going to get changeup. Nope. Yeah, he did.
Yep.
There's another
7
one.
miles an hour. And that's the second strikeout for Ramirez in this inning.
He just obviously cannot recognize that pitch from this guy because he just kept throwing it to him.
Two outs for Steven LaRude. LaRude's 1 for 3 today. LaRude fouls the first pitch toward the Mets dugout. 0-1 the count.
It's a really good pitch to throw to left-handed hitters. He has good arm speed with it. He has enough fastball that obviously they can't think about sitting on it and fouling his fastball off, but it dives down and away to left-handed hitters. They used to call the old dead fish changeups, and that's what he throws.
Ball's hit very softly to second. And LaRude is retired. So are the Phillies. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. And so the Phils will go to the 8th inning with Kyle Kendrick still on the mound, up by 1 over New York. Get 30+ MPG. Go further. Visit your Quality Plus Ford store today. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW for an appointment. And by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. Juan Pierre comes on to play left field for Ty Wigginton. So a little switch for defense. Wigginton did a nice job out there today. Made a couple pretty good catches. And Kyle Kendrick has done a wonderful job this afternoon for the Phillies. He's about to pitch his 8th inning, and look at some of these numbers, Wheels.
First time ever 6 2/3 innings pitched in his last 4 starts. Last time he did it 3 times was back in his rookie season of 07, and he has done a very good job, and now will hit the problematic for the Phillies 8th inning and try to get through this.
Well, he's going to face a pinch hitter in Ruben Tejada.
He was always not always, but the odds are he was at least a hits per innings guy throughout his career or more, and in this case you saw he was well under hits per innings pitch, which is another good sign.
He has 17 hits in 28 2/3. Tejada, the pinch hit for the pitcher, takes a strike. Phillies do have Raul Valdez up and throwing in the bullpen. There's Valdez. Phillies have had many opportunities to add to their lead, but have not been able to produce with runners in scoring position today. So that's why it's just a 1-run game, why the bullpen is up behind Kendrick,
who continues to pump strikes. Great ball strike ratio, only 72 pitches and 17 balls.
Give a little credit to LaRue today too behind the plate. He hasn't caught him since spring training probably. He's done some work in the bullpen with him.
There you go. It's really good. Got hurt. We think was a sinker for the first home run, and maybe a changeup to Hairston, and those are the 2 balls that left the ballpark.
And LaRue to go out to talk to Kendrick. It seemed like Kendrick wanted something that LaRue wasn't throwing down.
Yeah, and that can be location or pitch.
Every time Kyle Kendrick retires the Mets 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Swing and a miss. He got it with a cutter.
Yep.
He hasn't thrown many cutters today, but he's thrown just enough. He has 5 strikeouts, 1 out here in the 8th.
Well, that was the whole point about the talk they had with him. It wasn't a matter of throwing the cutter away completely. It was to stop throwing it so much because it was just not working as effectively if he would go with a mix of sinker, changeup, and then cutter. And as you said, that's a really good spot to throw it right there because he hasn't thrown it much.
12 straight retired by Kendrick. And Baxter takes 1-0. Baxter's 1 for 3, a home run in the first.
Yeah, that was the one we think was a high sinker. Set what, 2nd, 3rd pitch of the game. He hasn't fallen behind that many hitters either. 2 over this guy.
Now 3 balls and no strikes.
And they decide on kind of a pitching changes, not because he's thrown too many pitches or he's tired.
It's matchups, right?
Exactly.
Only 2 3-ball counts this afternoon for Kyle Kendrick.
Yeah, it just seems like he hasn't fallen behind many hitters, let alone gone to 3 balls.
Strike 2, 3-2 the count.
It's a good at bat by Baxter, and nice job by Kyle to come back from 3-0.
Three-two pitch. Got him.
Good spot.
That was a big time pitch from Kyle Kendrick and a big time sequence.
Looked like sinker away and in a really good spot. Baxter gets a late swing at this because he thinks it's ball 4. There you see the sinker 2-seam grip. See the late swing? In Baxter's mind right there, this is not going to be a strike, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got to try and foul it off. When you see a guy throw an emergency swing on a pitch like that, that's what they're thinking.
Well, now Murphy, who takes strike 1 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Back toward the middle, off Kendrick, and Utley will track it down and just put it in his back pocket. A 2-out single. It ends a string of 13 straight retired by Kyle. And it means David Wright will come to the plate here in the 8th inning. Well, while we have a moment, it's time for us to recognize the 2012 Dallas Green Award winner. And congratulations to 86-year-old Bill Harper. 42 years at the Phillies organization. He retired in 2000, but still does some scouting for the Phillies. And he signed Ryne Sandberg back in 1978, a guy who he watched play high school baseball since he was a sophomore in high school and knew that he had a chance to be a special player.
He was around Bill a lot for many years, and good man from out in the state of Washington. That was his territory out there in the Northwest, and did sign Ryne Sandberg.
Well, congratulations to Bill. He'll be honored on the 23rd of September here at the ballpark for his work in the Phillies organization. David Wright is the batter with 2 outs and a runner at first.
This has been one of those spots in games this year. Phillies have had a number. This is another one people will figure out at the end of the year. How many times they've gotten 2 outs in the 8th inning with the lead and 1 out away from getting to Papelbon and didn't get there.
Well, so far this year they've allowed 30 runs when they've had 2 outs in the 8th inning. 30.
There you go.
Now that doesn't always mean they were going to get to Papelbon.
Right, but there are a number of times that has happened.
30 earned runs, 31 overall.
And don't want that to happen right now with a tough guy at the plate, David Wright.
One ball, no strikes, the count to Wright.
It's one of those things, they're going to try for next year. This may be a spot where if you had a shutdown right-hander in your bullpen, you go get Kyle right now. Say, nice job. Get right out, go to your closer. They don't have that. So they're going to hope that Kyle Kendrick can get right out again. Tough when a guy's seen you 3-4 times a game.
Two and one the count to David. Over to the right side, a base hit. Murphy will stop at second. And now first and second with 2 away, and Ike Davis is coming up, and Charlie Manuel starting to head toward the stairs in the Phillies dugout. Here he comes. Well, this has been a dramatic turnaround for Kyle Kendrick during the month of August. It's been great to watch. Today was one of those days where he gave up 2 runs early on solo home runs, but then settled in and was magnificent. And he's going to get a heck of a round of applause as we have an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. from this ball game, plus the latest on the Eagles as they prepare for the Jets. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night tonight at 6 after Daily News Live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Ike Davis is the hitter. Raul Valdez is the pitcher, lefty on lefty. Phillies do have Philippe Almont, who's warming also in the bullpen. And I guess that would be if for some reason the Mets get through Duda, or if they decide to use a pinch hitter at any point.
Bay Shopik Turner available from the right side, and Andres Torres a switch hitter.
Ike Davis is 0 for 3 today. 7 2/3 from Kyle Kendrick, scattered 7 hits.
And now you got to get the last out in the 8th inning. 2 outs and nobody on base, and then trouble.
Ground ball over to the right side. Howard has it. Valdez is there to cover. One pitch and he gets out of the 8th inning. Oh, heck of a job by the Phillies staff this afternoon. Kendrick 7 2/3. He's the first one to meet Raul Valdez and Ryan Howard at the stairs of the dugout. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Run lead is because of Kyle Kendrick, who was wonderful this afternoon in front of the home crowd.
He sure was. He threw the 2 solo home runs early. Good change up there. Good change up there. Used that change up. Really, that was a sinker. Used the change up really effectively to the left-handed hitters the way he has been lately. That was a cutter that he got that 1 strikeout on the right-handed hitter Tejada. Fastball, sinker, change up mix, and occasional cutter. Outstanding job. And how about Raul Valdez comes in and does the job again? And they desperately needed to get that last out.
Well, they did. And speaking of Raul Valdez coming in, Terry Collins, so the Phillies are going to have a pinch hit, so he's going to the bullpen. We'll be back after this. Citizens Bank Park. Robert Carson, a left-hander, will come on for the third consecutive day for the Mets to face now Eric Kratz, who will pinch hit for Dominic Brown. We got changes everywhere, Wheels.
Yeah, Kratz can stay in the game so they don't waste two players. Well, they are wasting two players because Brown, they're going to hit for Brown without a plate appearance. But Kratz at least can stay in the game. I think they're thinking on Polanco not using him here is, heaven forbid, you have to go to extra innings. They need another infielder since Jimmy Rollins is out of the game.
So we start the 8th. It'll be Kratz, Nix, who's in the leadoff spot, and Kevin Franzen. Carson's in there for a couple of hitters, of course. And then they have Manny Acosta warming in the pen. There's Papelbon throwing for the Phillies.
Yeah, they got that final out in the 8th inning to get the bridge to Papelbon.
Kratz breaks his bat. And Baxter's out there to make the catch. Wheels, it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. We've seen some pretty good lids this afternoon. It started out with that guy who matched his lid to his tie. And that young lady, well, she is looking sweet watching the game today. That is a traditional hat on a sunshiny afternoon like today. Sarge has some of those. Well, Sarge probably has some of those too. And of course, everybody loves a Phillies hat, even though it's sometimes worn the wrong way. That may be her first opportunity to come see the Phillies play. And of course, nothing's better than El Sargento. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
So what caused that expression?
I have no idea. It must have been something. Must have been something in between innings. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
24/7 camera working in here too.
Whatever it was that got him going, he was happy. He's always happy. With the breaking pitch, 1-2 the count to Nix. Speaking of happy, they were happy until they needed to do a stern photo.
Now they're doing pictures, huh? Word spread, huh?
This guy should start taking some money for their photos.
Thanks, man. I wouldn't believe what happened to me at the ballpark today. Who I got my picture taken with. Friends at Utley, Rollins, Howard. No, those two.
The gorilla from the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Give them credit though. They've kept the
they were great.
The act up all day.
They've been terrific.
Called strike 3. Nix down looking. Kevin Franzen's coming up. Well, the last opportunity to see Chipper Jones in a Braves uniform during the regular season is coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. 22nd is German Heritage Day at the ballpark. The Sunday, the 23rd, all fans 14 and under receive the Total Cole Hamels action figurine. Last weekend of home games, go to Phillies.com.
Really interested to see how the Phillies honor Chipper Jones. You know, there's some thought gone into that.
He's received a number of gifts from around the league. I think he's received a third base from 4 different places. He's got a cowboy hat from the Houston Astros. Swing and a miss by Franzen. It's 1-1. He got a surfboard from San Diego.
Should have given him home plate from the vet. Enough homers over there.
Outside and low, 2-1 to Franzen, who's 3 for 4. And a swing and a miss, 2-2. right field line, slices out of play, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Franzen floats it out to right center field. He's going to have another hit. It's a 4-hit afternoon for Kevin Franzen. It's just been remarkable.
He's done a very good job.
September 21st, 2007, his last 4-hit game while playing with the San Francisco Giants. Reminder, you see those spikes that Kevin's wearing. The red spikes with the gold tone to them. And his late brother's initials on the back, DJ. If you want to bid on a pair of those spikes for Kevin's foundation, you can check out the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs website. They're bidding on them now until tomorrow afternoon.
He did have a 5-hit game in the major leagues in September of 07 against the Reds.
Yeah, that was the last time he had 4 in it. Chase is 0 for 3 today. Grounded out a couple of times, flied out to left. Back toward the middle, and Tejada gobbles it up and beats Franzen to the second base bag. The Phillies leave one here in the 8th inning, so that means that the wiggle room for Jonathan Papelbon, not too much, but he's been there before. We go to the 9th. The Phils up by 1, trying to win the final game. Way back to the 4th inning. Lucas Duda slices one into foul territory, and Ty Wigginton came a long way to make a heck of a catch. He took it right out of that guy's hands. That's our Home Depot defensive play of the game. Home Depot doing more on defense. Phillies up 3-2. Eric Kratz stays in the ball game after pinch hitting for Raul Valdez, and he'll catch. Jonathan Papelbon, 3-5, a 2.65 ERA. He's trying to reach 30 saves for the 7th time in his career, and in doing so is trying to pick up his 250th career save. He's had a good year, particularly in save situations. So he'll face Lucas Duda, Scott Hairston, and Ronnie Cedeno. Those are the scheduled hitters. A win today would be the 6th win on this homestand for the Phillies. They took 2 from the Reds in that 4-game series, swept out the Nationals. And now trying to salvage the last game against the Mets. Lucas Duda is the first batter. And a swing and a miss at the first pitch. He was primed for a fastball and he just missed it. It was 94 on the gun from Papelbon.
1 for 2 lifetime off Jonathan Papelbon. Yeah, they have the outfielders where you would expect, way back, and Ryan Howard on the line at first.
Outside, 1-1. Kyle Kendrick started. He went 7 2/3 and allowed 2 runs. Valdez got the final out in the 8th inning for Kyle. Got him. First strikeout of the 9th inning. 1 away, and Scott Hairston's coming up. The radar gun said 96 on that fastball from Papelbon.
Yeah, he's late for sure. Duda swinging at fastballs in this at bat and wasn't able to catch up to anything. That one's right there, and he is late on it. Jonathan threw it right by him. He just flat out beat him with it.
Well, here's Hairston 0 for 2 against Papelbon. Both at bats, or I should say 0 for 3. Both at bats have come this year.
Justin Turner will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher.
Hairston flied out to center against Papelbon in game 1 of this series. One ball, no strikes the count. Try to slider, and that's it for a strike. It's 1-1. Hairston has 2 hits today. He's 2 for 3. He homered back in the 2nd. Tied him up with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, Hairston wants to pull. Everybody knows that from watching the Phillies Mets games. Rarely hits a ball towards right or right center. But Papelbon, he just throws it and challenges guys. But away is good here.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. One was way away. 2-2.
Yeah. Strong as he is, you know he can beat you the other way too. But when he opens up and fires trying to pull so much.
Fly ball, right field. Nix is there. Few steps from the track, right on the edge of the track. 2 away.
There's a difference. He said he could have beat you that way, but the odds are he won't.
Coming up right after this ball game is Phillies postgame live. Ricky Vitalico will offer his insights on what Kyle Kendrick did this afternoon. 7 2/3, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. It's brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. And again, it's coming up right after this ball game. 1 out to go for Papelbon. Justin Turner will pinch hit for Carson. Turner as a hitter is .277 this year, a home run and 17 runs batted in.
0 for 2 on Papelbon, 2 punch outs.
Swing and a miss at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Boy, that ball really sink down and in. Franzen's way over toward the line at third. Howard's toward the line at first as well.
That's the area though you kind of want to stay away from in these spots, is down and in to anybody. Up and in, yeah, but not down and in.
0-1 the count. Outside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Turner, I guess they figure, can shoot one down the right field line too, even though he's a right-handed hitter, because they have Howard over there playing on the pull side, as you would expect, with Franzen, but guarding both lines.
1-1 the count. Oh! Wow. Get him in the helmet?
Yes.
Wow.
Man, it just got away.
He was fortunate that he was able to get down enough where it looked like it grazed the top of the helmet.
They're going to run for him.
Andres Torres is going to come and pinch run for Justin Turner.
Jeez. This just totally gets away. And right off the batting.
It didn't really graze.
Oh, that made a sound when it hit it. Oh, wow.
Take a listen.
Oh, man. Tough as he gets right up.
So Turner will leave. Torres will pinch run. Josh Thole, the batter, he's 0 for 3. And a strike, it's 0-1. Papelbon is throwing strikes at 95, 96 mile an hour so far today. There's Torres. Thole 0 for 1 against Papelbon.
Torres 10 out of 15 when he runs.
Threw him a split, and it's 0-2. Papelbon 1 strike away from his 7th straight 30-save season and save number 249 for his career. Trying to get to 250. Which is a pretty nice honor.
Those round numbers are nice.
0-2 the count. Thole chokes up. 43,000 on their feet here this afternoon at Citizens Bank Park.
Oh, he almost got him. He was leaning too. So it's not a bad time to run. You hate to get thrown out to end the game. But in this case, Thole's not necessarily a home or even a doubles guy. So he was going there. And Papelbon didn't make a good throw over there. And you could see his reaction like, oh, I had him if I'd have made a good throw.
Papelbon set. The 0-2 pitch. Hit towards second base on 1 hop. Utley's got it. Throws to first, and Jonathan Papelbon has reached 30 saves for the 7th consecutive year. And the Phillies hang on and win it by a final score of 3-2 to salvage the last game of this 3-game series. All the credit in the world goes to Kyle Kendrick, who is now 8-9 on the year. Kendrick went 7 2/3. He allowed 2 earned runs, both solo home runs, and 7 hits. And at one point, he retired 13 consecutive batters. Kevin Franzen, our Chevrolet player of the game, he did a heck of a job as well, helping the Phils offense today. 4 for 5, 3 singles, a double, and a run scored.
Yeah, 2 pitchers have been pitching really well one after each other here today. And Jonathan Neese of the Mets and Kyle Kendrick of the Phillies. Kendrick comes out 1 run better. The bullpen does the job in the 8th inning for him, and then Papelbon shuts it down in the 9th. Good ball game. WB Mason delivery of the game. Sacrifice fly gives the Phillies a lead here in the 5th inning. Ryan Howard got a curveball there from Neese, had top spin on it. Harrison comes in, he can't make the play. Franson scores, and that would be the run that wins the ball game.
So Kevin Franson caps off a heck of a day with the game-winning run. And the Phillies win the last game of this series over the Mets 3-2. And Kevin Franson, for his efforts today, well, he gets a chance to chat with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Kevin, great game here today. 4 hits. Last time you had 4 hits was with the Giants in 07. You got to feel pretty good about this one, though.
Yeah, no, this is a great one because, you know, we came out on a W, and KK pitched a great game. Obviously, the first 2 home runs he gave up and then came back strong. It was great outing by him, and awesome by LaRue, you know, catching him for the first time, his first game. That was pretty awesome.
Now, you're a player that always seems to have your uniform dirty at the end of the day. Just give us a little bit on your setup there at the plate and what you're thinking, because obviously you're not thinking home run, but you've been squaring up a lot of baseballs here.
Well, that's, you know, my whole game. I know who I am, and that's a base hit guy. Guy hits a lot of doubles. For whatever reason, I haven't hit a lot here so far, but, you know, I play the game hard. That's how I've grown up. My favorite players were, you know, Biggio and Robbie Thompson growing up, and obviously I've admired Chase from afar, you know, and how he's gone about his business forever, and so it's pretty easy to come here and play like I always have, you know, and getting dirty is part of the deal.
How about this crowd on a nightly basis or daily basis?
It's unbelievable. You know, they haven't given up on us, and we haven't given up on ourselves, you know, and we're still fighting, battling away, and you know, all our games that we're having here are close, and you know, obviously with them here helping us out, it pays off.
Now, I noticed you have on some golden spikes there. Does that make you run a little bit faster there? Or, I know you have a charity though for your brother and so on, but all kidding aside on that, you can't help but to notice them. But tell us a little bit about that.
You know what? Nike came to me a couple years ago and wanted to do a Live Strong thing. With John Lester and Anthony Rizzo and myself. You know, my brother battled cancer off and on for 19 years, and he lost it 8 years ago, September. And so it's you know, it's not only for him, but for everyone else that battles cancer and, you know, continues every day to, you know, just continue to believe, you know, and win the battle. And unfortunately, he retired to it a couple years ago, but, you know, his spirit lives with me every day, and it's a great way to honor everyone.
Well, that's a great cause and great game today. Continued success. Plan to have you on again. All right, guys.
Sarge, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Phillies win it 3-2. Nice way to cap off a homestand. The Phillies go 6-4 on this homestand as they win it by 1. We'll be back to talk more about it after this.